Right, looks like we got Uprising and we got Totem. Finally, some reasonable names from these guys. Holy crap. I haven't said cute boys so much since, well, we won't get into that. But they've been knocked out,
when
so
have you
now
been
I'm
saying
safe.
cute boys that often? That's the question.
I can feel completely
let's go
comfortable
back
saying
there.
words like Uprising and Totem. I'm sure there's nothing inappropriate I can milk from those names. But we've got a whole match to figure it out. And they've got a whole match to figure out who's going to be going on in the qualifiers here. We're still in round of 16. We've got lots of games today, which is good news for everybody who wants to see some sacrifice action. I know these teams do for sure. And I hope we get to see some Rainbows today as well. I'm keeping an eye on who's actually advancing here. And we're seeing some interesting teams coming forward as well.
Yeah, definitely interesting lineups here because you're getting more familiar with all these players as we get through the the duel, right? So we're seeing these guys and their individual skills, and then watching them put together and come up with these different teams is always interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, looks like we're going to be going back to the ruins of Sarnath. Pretty popular for some ancient eldritch ruins. But as you can see, we've got our favorite from last night. That we got bot mode. We got the Jeffrey Sarnath, yeah, Senna, as well as CCAP over on. Actually, what team is that? Let me look that up real quick. These guys need to organize their rosters. Oh, the full name of that is Totem Teles. So they better have a Galena. CCAP side. Do they have a Galena? Oh, they're called Totem Teles, and they don't even have a Galena. Oh, rip.
I called them on this last time. I was like, how did they have that name and no Galena?
Yeah.
I mean, if the rules allowed it, I figured they'd be like 4 of them. That's what they would do.
That's the max you can have in a deck for sure. All right. So as we get warmed up here, let's take a quick look at the other side. We've got Felon, we've got Colossus, Demex, Demex, and All Mental. Good stuff. That should be a good team. I think they've played together a few times before. We're going to have to see how they mesh out here today.
2, 1. Round 1, fight.
All right, going to be following bot mode as we get started. Of course, it's going to be a big fight here in the rocket launcher room. And I like that the camera has chosen some of the guys closest to the rocket launcher. Oh man, and his nailgun is actually finding targets left and right. It's going to be Felon from up top or down below. Either way, that rail is going to be ending him as the soul is coming back up.
Soul spawned.
And it's CCAP with very little health, but it's going to be taken away immediately by Sarnath, who's going up for Obelisk B, rather. Yeah, the other one, opposite of A. And it's going to be a clean grab here, and everybody's already in a nice defensive position. I'm not sure who has what weapons. At least Sarnath has an LG and a rail. He's in a good position to use both, punishing both the teleporter, the the jump pad, and the play from the rocket launcher. So he's got all sorts of angles, but everybody's looking for those angles on him as well. Going to be trading some rails up here. Fortunately, he's not been hit yet. And this whole time, they are indeed accruing points for their obelisks. So we're seeing a little bit of a conservative play here, but now that Sarnath has been taken down, the floodgates might well be open to push in and just know that they don't have anybody sniping with the railgun. But Felon and Demex are both making frags right now, and they're going to be on the obelisk and taking it away. All mental, decent stack for a an Anarchy, but taken down immediately by that Blazkowicz. Sarnath is right back with Revenge from the Grave.
Yeah, good defense right now. Really using, when I was commenting earlier about how I like the site and all the different angles you can use for defense, it seems like they're really utilizing that and keeping guys kind of spread out, in a nice formation there. The coverage is really good. You can see it. And even when his teammate went down, CCAP, recognized, and when his teammate died, he just popped the shield just a delay. He knew he wasn't going to do any damage, but it was just a, hey, you can't, just come at me. It was. Right, so he gets his power up next. Absolutely.
I mean, we've got everybody from the Totem side swarming over it, feeling pretty comfortable about the obelisk itself right now. It's going to be Demex getting it, and if he can hold on to it, this should be the first real chance for Uprising to come back in and take away the soul for themselves. But he's just dealing with all sorts of damage right now. He's got a double frag on the rocket launcher, but he's going to come back in with only 38 health left over. But here comes the push. If it's not him, it should be a teammate, and he's going to be happy just to get a little bit more health and make sure that he can play escort a little bit.
Yeah, heck of a start there for Totem Teles.
And it'll be a hell of a rebound if they can make it here. But the Jeffrey is making that soul back at its home, and And getting a solid rail to boot. He's looking for players coming up the jump pad. He's looking for them coming over the stairs. And he is challenging everybody to poke out their heads. And look at this. Everybody's actually moving the defensive net quite a bit more forward. We do have a BJ coming in here to make an attack. And he's also got dual LG. And there's a scale bearer to finish him off as well. So it's a nice two-pronged attack. We're going to have to see if it turns into a grab for the Soul. So far, not so much. We're only 5 points away from Totem taking away this first round.
Yeah, really like the defense there by Totem Teles. I mean, really coordinated. You can just see they really had a plan here.
Last second there, bot mode is able to take down Elemental as he tries to sneak out with the Soul, but CCAP might just be getting the victory points. Nice. Good rail. That rail came in just at the right point.
Yeah, solid lineup too with Uprising. So Totem, you got to give Totem Teles a lot of credit here. I was looking at the lineups earlier today, kind of getting geared up for the bracket today, and I was looking at Uprising, as a team to watch. So they definitely got taken to school in round one.
Soul spawns in 15
All right,
seconds.
nice. So 15 seconds to the Soul, of course, and it's going to be a big fight over here by the Railgun as always, and CCAP is happy to be a clutch with an LG, making sure that it's only teammates who are getting that all-important weapon, but that doesn't really put them in a great position for the Soul itself. CCAP comes in, and he's going to be able to defend it just barely. But it's going to be Demex getting the grab for a moment before Jeffrey takes him down, gets the grab with 61 health. And he's going to be railable, but not dead just yet.
Defend point B.
All right, so points already starting to accrue here for Totem once again. Felon's trying to steal the Soul here. And he made a pass. It hasn't really been picked up by anybody just yet. He's going to have to pass it to himself eventually. Coming up that jump pad is going to be a death trap for him, and how it was. The Jeffrey coming back in, and not even a single point taken by Uprising as the Jeffrey is in and out of there with an Anarchy with the Mega, and that is going to be a very clean return. Completely faultless.
Really, we got to commend them. I mean, the teamwork looks really good for them. I mean, I don't know, Uprising's got to do something here, but I don't know if it's just lack of practice or what, but yeah, you got to give Totem Teles hell of a job right now, man. I'm really I keep switching views and seeing where they're setting up, and you can just see them covering different angles and looking out for each other, which it's part of the thing a team play. What I mentioned earlier, getting shot in the back and stuff. That's up to your teammates to look out for you there and choose correct targets and make sure you're looking out for your boys there.
You're absolutely right. I mean, anytime we see Totem get the Soul back on their obelisk, you look around and everybody is already back, covering every possible angle. And of course, it's going to get shaken up, like here on the item, coming up in 10 seconds. But the Jeffrey, he's just looking for a few rail hits, denying players on the stairs, and those rockets are certainly going to be flooding with damage there as the power-up comes up. Here it comes.
Power-up spawned.
Taken by CCAP, actually, and my god, a nice double frag on the rocket launcher, taking away a Mega. And so this is going to be a fairly well stacked up clutch coming back in to just defend the Soul. This is going to be a huge uphill battle for Colossus. I'm sorry, Uprising.
Absolutely. Yeah, they got their work cut out for them now. I mean, yeah, like you said, it's clutch. He's there protection. He's got a decent stack. It's not like he's low right now. He's going to pick up the slight armor again just to give him a little more, but that's just buy some time. There's really nothing you can do. Look up, already up to almost 70% now.
And you could see that in those moments he was baiting shots, but he wasn't really sticking around to take them. He wanted to make sure he was the center of attention, but nobody wanted to get close to him, and I can't really blame them. But here comes the attempted steal.
Yeah, at that point you just look to regroup as a team, and as soon as it wears off, right, you come in and push.
Nice. The 77-0 here so far. 3 minutes knocked off the clock. But All Mentals is trying to find a way through, and he's going to get it. We might actually finally see a point here as Sarnath gets 2 frags with the gauntlet of his own. And we'll see how long Elemental can stay here alive without any help from his teammates. There they come. Finally, he's going to be happy to see them. But the angles are not going to be helping him out here as bot mode will once again be stealing the Soul. We might see a nice pass on the stairs. Jeffrey's not going to have a clean way to it. It's going to be dropped down to Colossus, taking it down to the stairs. It's going to be a huge mess down here, of course, as it always is anytime the Soul gets down there. But it's a nice pass back up to the other obelisk. And this is a moment for Uprising to start to rise up.
Yeah, let's see if we can see an epic turnaround like we saw in the last match. But just like the previous match, I mean, they got a serious uphill battle right now. They got to defend. They got to get multiple power-ups right now. So it's starting with this one, so the Uprising definitely needs this power up.
And unfortunately for them, just as they're starting to get comfortable on the obelisk positions, the power-up's going to be coming back up. There's the quad, taken away by Felon, and he had 2 railguns out. It's going to be a nice shoot-me marker for him as C-Cap takes the quad away, and he might be going in for the soul here. He's got armor, he's got health, and he's got a railgun ready to use it, as well as an LG. Man, massive damage coming out of the rails here. He's going to take it, but the nice focus fire from the LG means even with that huge stack on the clutch, he's not going to be lasting all that long.
See, and who said we didn't have? Who said we didn't have insta-give already? You know, quad railgun, done.
Done. Absolutely. All right, so the soul's back on Totem side of things. Last few moments for Uprising to make their mark here on Ruins of Sarnath. Woof.
Defend point B.
All right, so there's the skill from Demix. It's tossed over the wall. Is anybody going to get the grab for it? C-Cap gets 2 rails, which means it's going to be hard for anybody to get it at all. It's still floating down there by the railgun. Above the railgun, rather. On the stairs, it's going to be Sarnath bringing it back. Just getting the toss right back over the wall, and somebody should be up there ready to pick it up and get the grab. But no, it looks like everybody from Uprising is ready to bring it back, safely or otherwise. Nice. 2 HP. He's not going to make it around the corner. Oh no, he's not going to make it through the corridor at all. He's able to take down C-Cap though, as he just had his sights set on the soul itself. 2 HP, and he is still in this thing. Is able to take away 125, but dies in a beautiful place. It's kind of picturesque, but it's going to be Felon getting the grab and getting the return there on the soul. They're starting to bring this back together.
It was like he placed the soul up there on purpose. It was just sitting right there on that platform.
Alright, so only 10% left to go here from Totem, and I love these gauntlet kills coming out of C-Cap. He's looking for it. He's going to have a few players to hold off against, and the teammates are not quite in position. There's going to be a lot of fighting over the power-up coming up here, as it's going to be Colossus getting the pickup. This is great news for Uprising. They're not going to have the soul immediately, but there it is. There's a nice rocket jump, and with the Sorlag, he should at least be able to get it back over there safely. Oh man, but it's going to be so hard moving through this doorway. Decides against it.
They did send one guy to run. They did one guy to steal as they tried to get the power up. So it really worked out good for them. See if they can make it happen though. Oh yeah,
that was brutal. When you're a Sorlag and you've got the soul, you've got protection, you got to be feeling like you're riding high. But it's all about getting through those choke points. And protection or not, rockets and LG will keep you out of there like nothing else.
Yeah, when they got the protection and that little quick steal, I thought there was a chance there, right, for a moment for them to come back. But just overall, just too much consistency from the other side. You got to give credit to Totem Teles, right? Both times they got the obelisk they wanted to defend. You could see they had a plan to defend it. They were sticking to it, and it just caused Uprising a lot of problems. You could see when they were trying to work into the area, just overall wasn't working out for them. And you got to give credit to C-Cap. I was watching him a lot. His clutch play seemed to be really pivotal at points, really using his shield and just absorbing damage, right? Several times I saw him just pop it, didn't shoot, was just there to help establish position for his teammates and allow them to do the shooting and really just absorb damage and really did more of a defensive role to help his team take an area, and it really worked out well for them.
And unlike traditional Quake, where you could have a defender with mega and armor breaking out to go get a quad or an important item, like I was thinking Pent in TDM days, but that's even older. But you might not realize immediately who has that armor, who has that mega, but anytime you see a Sorlag or a clutch, you know, okay, there's somebody to take down. So it's a little bit of a double-edged blade. You have that stack, you have that ability to just take so much damage, but at the same time, you have this huge target on your back.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where you can see the players who are really good at utilizing clutch and Sorlag and stuff. They kind of avoid those straight encounters where they are that big target, right, with the lightning gun, and it's more of a, you know, they limit those opportunities to where they can get pinned. And anytime they are in those opportunities where it's opened up and this and that, they seem to have their shield up every time for it. You know, that's always frustrating when it's like anytime it's like, okay, I'm finally going to get this clutch. I got him lined up. And it's like every time shield. You're like, oh, run as fast as you can. Just run.
And again, we're still seeing a lot of really organic mix-ups with, you know, does the soul get into base, you know, right before an item, right after an item, right after one expires? It really has a huge impact on how many free points you can milk out of that play. But as we go into the lockbacks here, we're going to have to see how the second map plays out.
Yeah, they did a good job. I liked how Totem Teles, as you meant, that one time they secured the protection, right? They had their clutch sitting back there. I mean, it was a good 20%. I think they
Yeah.
got off of that one power up. So I mean, it's really pivotal to get early control and like you said, to ride out the entire duration of that power up for defense, preferably. You know, or spend some time even just getting the soul back is always big too. Just anything, just get that power up, man.
Yeah. And of course, on Ruins of Sarnath, and Anarchy play is always a bit messy. Here in Lockbox, it's absolutely essential. We've got the Jeffrey playing Anarchy on Totem's side. Over on Uprising, we got All Mental. And I love seeing All Mental on those aggressive plays. He might have a little bit more freedom here to pick a safer route. Hopefully, if the coordination from the rest of his team is on point, we could see a lot of really sneaky plays here.
Looking at the lineups. Nothing C-Cap, still going with clutch.
Bark, 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 bark.
Yeah, I know.
You can't see it right now, but Machiavelli is yelling at his dog. So abusive.
I beat her every day, but she still barks. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, but here we go on Lockbox. It's going to be Totem v Uprising. Last chance for Uprising to stay in the qualifiers. And as things play up here, we actually have a Sorlight getting the pickup for Mega, which is going to be incredibly handy for bot mode, who is also on God mode right now by the look of it. 1, 2, 3, 4 frags. That is the entire team now scattered across the ground. Now the Soul is a little bit of an afterthought at this point. He's just looking for more fights. He was like, all right, you go make the points. I'm here to just get the frags in. But 14 health for Jeffrey as they're going to be claiming Obelisk B.
Yeah, what a heck of a start, right? I mean, just took out the entire team.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, he just walked up to Mega, took it, nobody was paying attention to him, and he just wrecked the place.
And again, a good start. Totem's out. I mean, look, again, starting off strong, man.
All right, so yeah, first minute and 20% just about knocked away here from Totem. As you said, a strong start for them here as we get moving on Lockbox, but so far it's Totem that's doing all the moving. Jeffrey is actually moving a little bit less, trying to secure an angle up here and just spam off the doorway. There are a few atriums in this map where you do only really have like a couple entrances and exits, so that spam can certainly go a long way. At least you'll find out where they're at, even if you don't do a ton of damage.
Really curious to see this next power up, because I mean, Totem Teles, they've just been doing such a great job right now. I keep switching around on how you can just tell they're communicating well and they're all on the same page. And Uprising, I don't know what they can do to change the momentum right now. I keep trying to figure out something they can do, and definitely getting a power up would be a good start. But just gotta, I'm just tipping my cap right now. Totem Teles, they're really wiping Uprising out.
And in the meantime, they're making a ton of points here with the power-up coming up. It's a lot of play here in the power-up room already. We've actually got the Jeffrey ready to make the jump over towards it, but as you can see, we've got Dire Orbs coming up. Everybody is partying on the power-up pad. But who's going to get the grab? It's going to end up being Sarnath for the moment with the protection. Making great use of the SSG as well. And just securing more points on Obelisk B. So yeah, no real hope for Uprising to take the power up and use it offensively just yet, especially since Sarnath is making sure to stack up, getting some health, getting some armor, and then taking the fight back to him, dropping down and getting the close range brutalities with the shotgun, just softening up the opponents for every single teammate, rather, to get the damage in and get the frags done. So completely failed push. I mean, it's really difficult when you know that there's an enemy lurking with a protection somewhere.
Yeah, it's not much, and just looking at the frag counts right now, I mean, they're just getting Totems. They're just mopping up Uprising right now a little bit. Little combo of good defensive positioning plus power up, and the good start by bot mode. Getting 4 frags right off the bat. I mean, just got them off on the right track right away in round 1. Doesn't look like they're going to slow down here.
All right, they're trying to make the steals, but so far they're just opening themselves up to a ton of spam from above. They just cannot quite make the grab here. And that was just about a perfect round out of Totem. So if Uprising's not careful, it could be their downfall.
I don't see much more if you're going to try to nitpick things to work on in that. That's not the round to really nitpick, because they were really on top of everything there. Just great start. Just didn't let Uprising get any momentum there. Got the protection right away and just cleaned up that round. Really did. Good job.
Yeah, for Uprising, that's a round to kind of wipe your hands clean of and come into it with a fresh start and a fresh mind. But they don't have a lot of time to make that happen.
Yeah, this is it. Do or die now. They can't drop around. And yeah, you're right, though. If you're Uprising, you just can't think about that round anymore. You got to move on.
Yep. But this is a game of comebacks, and we'll have to see if they can indeed make it happen for them. We do have the Jeffrey with possession of the Soul, and they have the first priority on the Obelisk. Is going to be A for them, and they're starting to get a few more points.
Looks like he just took what was readily available. I don't know. I think, you know, B personally, it seems like a little easier to defend. A little too many side routes in regards to ways to come in and attack this one.
All right, so it's nap time for Anarchy there as he spawns back up here. We have a full minute before the power-up comes up, so it's going to be all about setting up this play and going in for a strong push. But here comes Anarchy from behind. You can see that everybody was set to move through that choke point, but Anarchy just completely, well, made things anarchic. So still cleanly in their hands here. CCAP getting a nice pair of frags. Demek's finally able to take him down, though. Colossus is trying to make a push. We've actually got bot mode with the Soul itself, and being a Soar-like, you are immune to that acid, so you could just splash and take a happy bath down there. Colossus now with the Soul, trying to get it back over to B and claim some points here for the first time on Lockbox. But he's getting completely stuffed and stuck here in the power-up room. Just cannot make it through there. Insane amount of damage, insane amount of pushback.
Yeah, Sen just throwing some rockets to, you know, stop their momentum there. Good job, just you know what I mean? Again, just good job just getting into pathways, right? Getting into pathways and being disruptive. And it's not about getting the frag or necessarily surviving. It's just about being disruptive and stopping that momentum to the other obelisk.
Gonna switch over to bot mode here, who's just gotten himself a nice railgun, but he's not gonna be able to enjoy the benefits of that quad for too long, as it's gonna be Felon taking it away. He's also taken away the heavy armor. So this is once again a chance for Uprising to make something happen. He's not really looking like he's sure where the rest of his team is or where the callouts are, but he's got an angle on CCAP, and he's gotten a cap off in his ass, as well as bot mode. Here comes the play for the Soul. It's been taken away, and he's looking to do more damage, but again, he's only got that railgun. Now with the rocket launcher, looking to do more damage as the quad runs out. He's going to switch back over to the Soul Carrier. It's going to be all mental right now. And mental it is as he's trying to make a clean way down the staircase. It never happens that way, as bot mode is the one making all these frags and also making the safe return back over to Obelisk A.
Yeah, he's having a great map. Bot mode just off to a really good start, you know, with the 4 frags you saw earlier, and he's really just kind of continued that play and as the map goes on. And again, 0%, man, for Uprising. You just got to give it the, you know, Totem Teles, man. They're just relentless with pursuing the Soul, and I mean, you just got to give them credit, man, for really working together. You can tell they put in some work. And we saw, you know, I saw them. I know you didn't see them previous week. I did, and you know, they had some good matches, and it looks like they've been working on things all this week. That's for sure.
Yeah, the coordination is fantastic here. As you can see that they have these little moments of silence where Uprising is trying to find a way in, but you look around and everybody's in position. And that's no small feat here on Lockbox, because on both of the obelisk rooms, there are so many angles to cover and so many things to worry about. But they're backing it up with a lot of really strong rocket and rail play. Bot mode has just been completely dominating this entire map so far.
Look at this. Loving, just anytime it seems like Uprising gets in a battle, it's like, you know, Totem Teles, they're communicating, they're on it. They got another guy flanking around the side and just shooting him in the back. I mean, that's what it's all about, man. This is team play. It's not one-on-one anymore, so you want to help your teammates out and shoot your opponents in the back as much as possible.
And bot mode is having no trouble stealing this quad like candy from a baby. And with the Soar lag on the quad, it's never something you want. That's going to be the final point here coming up, unless there is. Nope, there isn't. I don't even get to finish the sentence, as Totem takes away the round, takes away the map, and sends Uprising down to a grave. No more luck for them in the qualifiers.
Impressive.
Yeah,
Totem Teles, and they're going to be going against Fury Force is their next match in the quarterfinals. So that should be a very good matchup. They're looking strong. I like how they look in this game. Because I thought, like I mentioned earlier, I was looking through all the lineups. I thought Uprising had a very talented roster.
They do.
And to see Totem Teles, see Totem Teles just work them over the way they did is to me is impressive. So I'm curious to see how they do against Fury Force in their next game.
Absolutely. I mean, bot mode has been on a really good run in terms of his frags. We know how fragile those runs can be, but some days you're on it for the whole day. Sometimes you're just on it for the one match. Hopefully for them, they can keep that wave riding high as they go to the quarterfinals. And we're going to be finding another quarterfinals match here in just a moment. But we are going to take a short break. Just make sure that we've got all the coffee and balls and caffeine that we can that we can muster at this point. But we will BRB.